Hello, everyone. Welcome to Night of Hope. Middle schoolers, it is so good to be here with you. All I want is to be where you are, to be hanging out with you, but I guess this will have to do. But we are so excited for Night of Hope. And let's get to it. We're going to do some games today. We're going to hear a message of hope, and we're going to do some worship. Something I want to show you guys that's going to be kind of fun is we got a chat bar. It seems like some of you have already seen it. Let's see, it's up here. I see some chats. That's awesome. Connect with your leaders on there. Connect with each other. Have some fun. That's a super fun thing that we can do. And without further ado, I have a guest that I want to share with you guys that I want to join us. And so I'm going to show you our guest, and that is Mr. David B. Oh, David, you should really be here. Okay.
Oh, hello, Jeff.
Of course.
Oh,
You know, I don't know why I thought that you would be. Yeah.
I was just standing over there,
Yeah, I realize that. But hey,
hanging out.
David, I'm glad that you found us.
I'm glad you found me too. I was just standing over there.
Yeah. You know, so we're doing something tonight. It's called Night of Hope. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's going to be super fun.
That's epic.
Yes.
I'm stoked.
Are you ready to play a game, David?
Oh, we're playing a game?
Yes. Oh, totally.
Oh.
So, do you want me to tell you what the game is?
Well, I don't know. I'm nervous now.
Well, that's okay. I'll be there with you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we got people here with us on the web.
Oh, there's people
waves.
watching. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
there are. It's very big stakes. So, are you ready for the game?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's do it. The game is winner takes all. That doesn't make any sense. This is what the game is. We posted something on Instagram, and you guys were supposed to tag your friends. All right. So if you tagged friends on there, we put you in a group, and we're going to choose from that pool a winner, and that winner gets a prize. That sounds easy enough, right, David?
Yeah, that's pretty chill. I don't have to do anything too crazy.
Yes, that is
That's
pretty
great.
chill. So, all right, we got our game ready, and we're gonna spin, and let's see what we got. Alrighty, it's going right now. See your name up there. All right, and Callie dot underscore dot Chu. Callie Chu.
Oh, Kelly Chu.
Yes, Callie, you are a winner. But wait, there's a twist. Callie, if you thought that this was just gonna be a straight ahead game, you win here and you're done, you are mistaken. It's gonna be a lot more fun than that. All right, David, are you excited to hear what is next in this game?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me tell you. So with this game, Callie, we're gonna play trivia, and I'm gonna ask David 10 questions, and for each question he gets right, you get $5. So you can win $0 or you can win $50, but it all depends on David's trivia skills.
Oh my.
David,
Did
that's
you
a
say
lot of
10
pressure.
questions?
10 trivia questions.
Oh,
Each
that's
of
more
them-
than 9.
Yes,
Oh.
that is one more than 9, one less than 11. So here's the thing, Callie. We're going to get you an Amazon gift card, and however much money you get through David's trivia skills, that's what we're going to send to you, all right? So, David, I say we get going.
I'm sorry, Callie.
Let's do this.
Just
Alrighty, here's
wait
our
for me.
first question, David. Do you see it on there? Oh, who is the 16th president of the United States? Theodore Roosevelt, Donald Trump, John Adams, or Abraham Lincoln? This is for $5.
That's easy. Abraham Lincoln. You're welcome, Callie. Boom.
Theodore Roosevelt? Hey, gotcha. It is Abraham Lincoln. David, you got it right. Callie, nice job. You got $5. Let's go to the next one.
Oh, I was about to question everything my mother taught me
Yeah, you thought
because I was homeschooled.
You thought we weren't going to throw in a few crazy things in there? You were wrong. All right, here's the next question for $10. David, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Who is the oldest of the Kardashian sisters? Khloe, Courtney, Kim, or Kylie?
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry, Callie. I do not keep up with the Kardashians. I'm going to say Khloe.
All right, is that your final answer?
I guess so.
All right. Unfortunately, that is incorrect, David. It's Courtney. David, Callie is counting on you to get her money for that Amazon gift card, but luckily we have 8 more questions, all right?
If it's more about the Kardashians, $5 is gonna be as good as it's gonna get.
That's all we got. All right. Well, let's go to this next one. How long does it take light from the sun to reach the earth? All right, 42 seconds, 8 minutes, 55 hours, or about 3 days?
42 seconds.
42 seconds. All right, and you lock that in?
Yep.
All right. David, that is another incorrect answer.
Are you kidding me?
It is 8 minutes. Callie, I thought I was giving him easy ones to begin with.
No.
So that is 1 out of 3. You got $5 so far. Let's go to
Callie.
question 4.
Forgive me.
Yeah, David, do you have anything to say?
This is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Definitely. That's understandable. All right. This is another astronomy question. Which object is the brightest in the sky after the sun and moon? A, Mars, B, Venus, C, Jupiter, D, Saturn.
Venus.
Venus? All right, B, Venus. Let's see. David, that is correct. Finally, you come back. You are 2 out of 4. That is $5 more for Callie. Good job, David. Good job, Callie.
Good job.
This is crazy.
Callie, you can take that $10, put it in a mutual fund, and then in 40 years, you'll be able to go to college.
Wow, that is very wise, but not fun at all. All right, let's go to the next one. Callie, you got 2 right. You got $10. All righty. One more. American history. What year did the first American set foot on the moon? 1989, 1985, 1969, 1956.
1969.
Okay. I think there's a. Have you ever heard of a rhyme or a song? I think there's a song.
No.
Let's see. That is correct. 1969, David. That is 3
That's
for 5.
what's up.
Hey, your 3 for 5 is actually not too bad. There's a song that goes, "Went to the moon in 1969." I think it's yeah. All right. That is 5. Have you heard that song, David?
Never.
Well, I am so sorry. Let's go to the next one. We are halfway through. All right. Which state is considered the Lone Star State? A, Texas.
Texas. Move on. I'm correct.
Oh. Yes, you are correct.
Boom!
You took a lot of fun out of that, but David, I really do enjoy the enthusiasm and the confidence.
I'm trying to make Callie money, okay?
Yes.
We need to just make it happen.
Well, and you just made Callie $5 more. That is up to 20. So nice job, David. All right. We'll see how your pop culture is. David, which Star Wars movie does the line, "Luke, I am your father," come from?
Empire Strikes Back.
Can you let me,
Nope.
please?
Okay, fine.
Okay, A, Revenge of the Sith, B, Empire Strikes Back, C, The Last Jedi, or D, none?
Actually, now I'm second guessing. No, I need to go with my gut. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back.
All right, let's see. David, that is incorrect.
Wait,
the answer
what? No.
the answer is none. There is never a line where Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." In all of Star Wars, Lane would be rolling over right now. The line is, "No, I am your father." I believe. It is not actually, "Luke, I am your father." David, you were confident in that one, but Callie paid the price.
No. You are stealing from Callie.
You know what? We do what we can. We're trying our best, but we got to move on. All right.
Okay.
Here's this next one. What is the name of the kingdom where the movie Frozen and Frozen 2 are set? A, Rivendell, B, Neverland, C, Hyrule, or D, Arendelle?
Arendelle. D.
Are you confident about that?
Yes, my wife loves Frozen too.
All right.
So
That is correct. Yeah. David, nice job. That's where that confidence comes in. Good job.
Yep.
All right, so that was question 8. You have 2 more. Callie is up to $25. Let's go to the next one. What is the name of the first Harry Potter book? Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
A, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Alrighty. Are you sure? Is that what you want your answer to be?
Yep.
Alrighty. The name of the first Harry Potter book. That is incorrect. This was a trick question, David.
No,
The
no.
name
Okay,
of the
okay.
book
Another trick question.
is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. They changed the name for the movie. I know, I'm so sorry.
Who decided that?
I know. I didn't decide that, but someone much more important than me did. And
Someone cost Callie money because I didn't cost Callie money. So
yeah, well, who knows? That's a debate we'll have later. All right, we have one more question. Callie has gotten, sorry, David has gotten 5 out of 9, and there's one more. But this one is going to be double points. So instead of getting $5 for a right answer, Callie, you get $10 to an addition to an Amazon gift card if David gets this right. All right. All right, David, pay attention. Are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm sweating.
All right, let's go. What is my middle name? John, Scott, Gregory, or Sean? This is
What?
this is a very important question. $10 on the line.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I feel like you've told me before, but oh my. What are the options again?
John, Scott, Gregory, or Sean? I'm gonna check our chat cam to see if we've got any chats. Let's see if we've. I don't know if anyone knows my middle name. I wonder if I've said it on stage before. If they could help David out.
I feel like it's Gregory.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Jeff Gregory Whitaker. Jeff Gregory Whitaker. Uh, that sounds accurate.
All right. That is your final answer. Now, David, Gregory is the name of my father. That is incorrect. The correct answer is Scott, but just because I tricked you does not mean Callie should suffer. So I think Callie should at least get $5 for that one, and that brings the total up to $30 to an Amazon gift card to Callie. Nice job, Callie. That was great. You know, David, I think you did great. I really do.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're a great person. Your
Just not a great trivia player.
exactly. Your trivia on your friends is not the best, but hey, that's okay.
Maybe I should listen more.
Well,
I don't know.
we'll see. But David, thank you so much for joining me for this game.
Of course.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. We'll see you around. All right.
Yep. I'll
All
see you in
right.
a little bit.
All right. All right, guys. That was super fun. David, I think he has some work to do a little bit on his trivia skills. But honestly, those are some hard questions. But we're going to keep on going. We have a message of hope coming up, and then we are going to have a time of reflection. So stay on that chat, stay tuned in, and let's jump in to that message right now.
Well, welcome. Are part of the B4 Middle School Ministry. I miss you, and I hope you're all doing well. And those of you who are just joining us for the first time, welcome. We are so happy you're with us. Hey, I want you to do something. I want you to, in your mind's eye, I want you to think back to 8 weeks ago. What were you doing 8 weeks ago? What was life like? I'll tell you what I was doing. Myself and the middle school ministry, we went on our weekend winter retreat to Twin Rocks. And for those of you who went, doesn't that seem like forever ago? I mean, 8 weeks ago. Seems like forever, you know? Not only that, but it seems like life is different. I mean, 8 weeks ago, life was completely different. It was like a different year, a different world. Now, what's funny about that weekend retreat was our theme for camp was this: hope. And I look back on that and I can't help but chuckle because we spent an entire weekend away together and we talked about hope. Now, fast forward 8 weeks later, and we're all separated from each other, and what is the one thing that we are needing now more than ever? It's hope. In reflecting on this, I realized that it is far easier to talk about hope when life is easy, when life is normal. But it's a whole nother ballgame when life is not normal, when things are being canceled, and when life is challenging. So, 8 weeks ago, we talked about hope on a weekend camp when life was normal. Today, we're going to talk about hope, but in the middle of a time, a global pandemic, in the middle of a time when we need it most. And we're going to learn from someone pretty interesting. We're going to learn from someone who was quarantined in his home, but 2,000 years ago. We're going to learn from this person a lesson on hope. But before we go any further, I have a question for you. And that question is this: have you ever had a moment when you felt absolutely alive? I've had moments like that. This makes me think of when I was living in Southern California. There was this place that I loved going to, especially when the sun was setting. It was called Back Bay. It was beautiful. And there were these hills that I would skate down on my longboard. And I remember one time I went down this big hill, and as I got to the bottom, I had this sensational feeling, and I felt so alive. So I took in a deep breath of air, and I said to myself, it is so good to be alive. What has a moment like that been like for you? Maybe it was celebrating with your soccer team, a victory, an epic battle, and you guys came out on top. Maybe it was the first time you've had a conversation with your crush, and it went really, really well. Maybe it was a day well spent with friends, a day of joy, a day of fun, a day of laughter. I'm sure we all have experienced moments like these, moments of feeling absolutely alive. And in all honesty, we love these moments. We love these moments. And it's easy to feel full of joy and full of life when life is going well. But we all know that life is a little more complicated than that. We all know that this is not always the case. Sometimes you lose that soccer game. Sometimes your crush likes someone else. And sometimes everything in the world is canceled. People are wearing face masks in their day-to-day lives. And toilets and toilet paper is a scarcity. And it seems like the world is losing its mind. And you are at home, unable to go anywhere, bored out of your mind, and missing your friends. And you may be thinking, yep, that's me. I really don't feel alive. In fact, in all honesty, I feel dead inside. In all honesty, I feel anxious. I don't feel anything. I am sad. I miss my friends. I miss normal life. I'm bored. And I'm constantly wondering, when is this thing going to end? I have lost hope. I imagine that is a lot of you right now. But what if I told you that we can experience hope no matter what the circumstances in our life are, no matter what came your way? You see, I used to think that hope was something that you experienced when things were going well. I thought hope just happened to you when life went well. But I wanted to introduce you to someone who in the Christian tradition was deeply and is deeply influential. And that man is a man by the name of Paul. Now, for those of you who have grown up a part of church and are familiar with the Christian tradition, Paul is a familiar person. But for those of you who just hopped on this link because a friend texted it to you or whatever, and you have never been a part of organized religion, first off, welcome. And second, here's a brief summary of the man, Paul. You see, Paul was someone who was deeply influential in the Christian tradition, but he didn't start out that way. You see, he started out hating the early Christians, the early followers of Jesus. He made it his mission to destroy them, and he was quite successful at it. But then he had an encounter with Jesus himself, and that changed his life and his mission. He then began going all around, creating communities of Jesus followers. Now, this caused him to have some enemies, and one of those enemies was Rome, and that's a big enemy to have. And because he was going around sharing the hope of Jesus and creating these Jesus communities called churches, he was put under house arrest. That's right, this man, before shelter in place was everything, nearly 2,000 years ago, Paul would find himself stuck at home, unable to leave because he shared the message of hope found in Jesus. Now, if hope were based on how good life is, then we could safely assume that Paul would be feeling quite hopeless, right? But check out what he writes to a group of early Christians in one of his letters. He writes this: "I'm glad in God, far happier than you would ever guess. I've learned by now to be quite content, whatever my circumstances. I'm just as happy," this is crazy, "I'm just as happy with little as with much as with little. I've found the recipe for being happy, whether full or hungry, hands full or empty, whatever I have, wherever I am, I can make it through anything in the one who makes me who I am." Isn't this crazy? I mean, you wouldn't expect someone who is under house arrest, unable to go anywhere or do anything, to say something like this. So how is Paul able to say this? Well, he says in that last line, he says, "I can make it through anything in the one," he's talking about Jesus, "in the one who makes me who I am." So what does he mean? Paul is saying, because of Jesus, he is able to make it through whatever life throws at him, whatever comes his way. Because of the hope he has in Jesus, he can make it through whatever life throws at him, good or bad. Hope isn't something that just happened to Paul. Hope isn't something that just he got because life was going well, because he had moments of life really not going well. No, hope was something that he had chosen because he followed Jesus. So, what is this hope that Paul has? See, this hope that drove Paul to do what he did, this hope that helped him get through difficult circumstances, as you read Paul and study him, you realize that there are three big ideas that shaped this hope that got Paul through whatever came at him. And those three big ideas were this. First is, Jesus is the true king of the whole world. And Jesus, though he died on the cross for the sins of humanity, for your sins and my sins, he was raised from the dead. Death was defeated. And God is going to one day in the future heal the entire world and make things right. So why should this matter to us? This matters to us because the hope that Paul had, the hope that got him through the good times and the bad, especially the bad, is a hope that is available to us right here, right now. We can, like Paul, place our trust in Jesus and choose to have hope no matter what, because we know that Jesus is the world's true king. He defeated death, and God is going to one day make all things right in the world. He's going to completely heal our world. Everything that is broken is going to be made right again. So this brings us to the question, what do we do now? The invitation is this. First, it's to choose hope. And where do you find this hope? Well, it's in Jesus. In Jesus is the hope we are craving. In Jesus is the real hope we are after. Does this mean that by choosing to place your trust in Jesus, that you will not face difficulties and that coronavirus will be done away with and life will be awesome and your crush will like you? No. But rather, it means that no matter what happens in your life, you have Jesus and therefore you have hope. You will choose hope as you take one step in front of the other. Now, that's not all that Paul did with this hope. You see, Paul was not just someone who chose hope in the midst of hardship and that was that. No, he was someone who made it his life's mission to give hope to others, the hope found in Jesus. So not only is this invitation to choose hope, but this invitation is to, like Paul, give hope to others. Maybe for you, this looks like sending encouraging text to someone you know. Maybe it is something wild and crazy, like rallying with a bunch of friends and raising money for victims of COVID-19. Maybe it can be a phone call to a friend that you know who is struggling to have hope. Someone that you can say, hey, there's hope too. This is what we are invited to as the people of Jesus. Now, my wife is really into the movie Frozen 2. Hardly a day goes by when she doesn't sing one of the songs. Now, there was a song that was being played in our house the other day, and it really stood out to me. And it's a really sad song. It's the song where Anna she sings it when everyone is gone in her life and she's feeling down in the pits. And the lines in this song, they say this: the next choice is the one I can make. So I'll walk through this night, stumbling blindly toward the light, and do the next right thing. I think this is an incredibly profound statement, this incredibly profound line. She's basically saying, I feel depressed, life sucks, but you know what? I'm going to place one foot in front of the other, and I'm going to choose to walk towards the light, and I'm going to do the next right thing. This is like the position we're in right now. We don't know all the answers, and we don't know what's ahead or what's going to happen. We can be honest, life really is kind of in the pits. But we can choose hope, just like Anna, and walk towards the light. And we can give hope by doing the next right thing. You know, here's why I'm so passionate about this. When I was a sophomore in high school, I lacked hope. See, I wanted to be great at basketball, and I found my identity in basketball, but I wasn't good enough to make the team. And I felt like a failure. I felt lonely. I felt hopeless. But then I found hope, and that hope was found in Jesus. And like Paul, I made it my mission to give this hope to others, to help others find this hope in Jesus. Now, I want you to consider doing something. If you have never placed your trust in Jesus, placed your hope in Jesus, and you want that hope, I want you to text this number right here. You text choosing hope to this number. If that's you and you have never chosen hope before and you want to choose hope, text this number and we'll connect with you. Now, maybe you feel like you're in a spot where you follow Jesus, you're filled with hope, but you just feel like you need to do the next right thing. Here's a challenge for you. I want you to give hope to someone. I want you to text your idea for how you're going to give hope to that same number. And I want you to just, it could be big and wild, it could be small and the first step, whatever it is. I want you to text what you're going to do to give hope to someone. Now, we're going to, as you do that, we're going to go into a time of reflection. We're going to go into a time of listening to incredible music that was put together by some of the leaders and students in our B4 Church youth ministry. And I want you to sit back and relax. Listen to the words of this song, these next two songs. I want you to do one of those two challenges, or maybe even both. And I want you to, if you're wanting to choose hope for the first time, if you're wanting to choose Jesus for the first time, text that number. And if you want to share your idea for how you're going to give hope to others, text that number. And then after the music plays, we'll come back and I'll share a final word, but I also want to share, if any of you text me, I want to share some of your ideas. So please sit back and just allow these words to wash over you, to just flow over you or whatever. Just enjoy these words, enjoy this music, and text. If you're going to choose hope for the first time, text that number. And if you're going to give hope, text that number and we'll share it.
Darkness now has ended in the kingdom of light, in the kingdom of light. Forever under your dominion, you're the king of my life, you're the king of my life. You reign above it all, you reign above it all. And over every heart, there is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all. On the cross, the work was finished. God, you poured out your life just to give us new life. Now on the lips of the forgiven, hear an anthem arise, 'cause Jesus, you're alive. You reign above it all, you reign above it all. Over the universe and over every heart, there is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all. Let all of heaven and the earth erupt its song. Sing hallelujah to the everlasting one. There is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all. Oh, you reign above it all. You sent the darkness running out of an empty grave, now seated alone in glory, enthroned on the highest praise. You sent the darkness running out of an empty grave, now seated alone in glory, enthroned on the highest praise. You sent the darkness running out of an empty grave, now seated alone
its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. How great the chasm that lay between us, how high the mountain I could not climb. In desperation I turned to heaven and spoke your name into the night. Then through the darkness your loving kindness tore through the shadows of my soul. The work is finished, the end is written, Jesus Christ, my living hope. Who could imagine so great a mercy? What heart could fathom such boundless grace? The God of ages stepped down from glory to wear my sin and bear my shame. The cross is spoken, I am forgiven. The King of Kings calls me his own. Beautiful Savior, I'm yours forever. Jesus Christ, my living hope. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. In the morning that sealed the promise, your very body began to breathe. Out of the silence, the roaring lion declared the grave has no claim on me. Then came the morning that sealed the promise. Your buried body began to breathe. Out of the silence, the roaring lion declared the grave has no claim on me. 'Cause Jesus, yours is the victory. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. Jesus Christ, my living hope.
You reign above it all. Over the universe and over every heart, there is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all. Let all of heaven and the earth Jesus, you reign above it all. There is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all.
Hope is not something that happens when life is good. Hope is something that you choose, and hope is something you can give. So choose hope in Jesus and give hope to others. Now, before we close, I want to say one final word of encouragement to you all before you jump offline. Yeah, we call this a benediction in our middle school ministry, and so wherever you are, whether you're in your kitchen, your dining room, your bedroom, hold your hands out like this, and this is just a word of encouragement. So may you, through the ups and the downs of life, choose hope. May you be a giver of hope to those who need it. And may you, despite this pandemic, feel fully alive because of the hope found in Jesus. Be filled with grace. Be filled with hope. Miss you all. I'll see you later.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Night of Hope. We are so happy to have you here. I almost said so happy to see you. I really just want to see you all so badly, but this will have to do. It's going to be a great time. We're going to play some games. We're going to hear a message of hope, and then we're going to have some worship time, time of response. And it's really cool, actually, with that. We have a video with some B4 church members that you've seen on stage doing worship, and they put a really cool video together. And so we're going to do that. We're going to have some fun. Something that we have here, which is super fun, is our chat. Where am I? Right here. We're going to have a chat, and so chat with each other, chat with us. Super fun. And so, without further ado, I have a very special announcement. And that special announcement is we have a friend joining us that you all know very well. Say hello to Miss Cassandra Dietrich. Hello, Cassandra. Good to have you here.
I love Miss Cassandra.
Miss
I feel like I'm a teacher.
Miss Cassandra, hello. It's great to have you. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well. Yeah.
Good.
Excited to kind of be with everyone right now, but not really. Like,
Yes, kind of in the middle area, for sure.
for sure.
All right, so shall we get started on our game right away?
Yes, let's do a game.
Alrighty, let me tell you what it is. So we posted on the B4 High School Instagram a graphic, and if you tag 3 people, you got entered in to win a contest or to win a prize for this contest. So,
Oh, amazing.
it's super amazing. So we have this here, and we're going to spin this wheel. It has all the names jumbled up in there, and we're going to randomly choose a winner. Cassandra, are you ready? Are you finally ready to figure out who the winner is?
Yeah, let's see who won.
Okay,
Hopefully
sweet.
they're watching.
Let's do it. Let's get on. Alrighty. Okay, names are going. You might be able to see your name. Grant Gold PDX. Let's go. You are the winner.
Oh, Grant!
Nice job, Grant. We want to see you in this live chat. Grant, I love the handle, Grant Gold PDX. Is your last name Goldman? It makes sense.
Yeah,
You're
Grant
from
Goldman,
Portland.
for sure.
Honestly,
For
a
sure.
very clever handle. But Grant, you won, yes. But it's not that easy. You didn't think we'd put a twist on it. We're putting a twist on it, all right? So here's the twist. Grant, you win a Amazon gift card. But we don't know the amount.
Amazing!
It's amazing. It's super fun. You're going to go on Amazon, buy some stuff, but we don't know how much money's going to go on it. So what we're going to do is play some trivia with Cassandra. For every trivia question she gets correct, you get $5. So there are 10 questions. You can get up to $50 to an Amazon gift card. We'll see what happens. Cassandra, how are you feeling?
Actually, my heart just started racing kind of fast. But I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. It's a lot of pressure to get someone else money.
Definitely. Definitely a lot of pressure, but hey, I think you're going to do great. Grant hopes you're going to do great because that means he gets more money. So,
Right.
yeah. Are you ready to go, Cassandra?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Well, that's the confidence we like to see. All right, Cassandra, we're going to have some, I love science. We're going to have some history. We're going to have some pop culture, movies, anything you can think of. All right.
Classic trivia crack. We
Like
know
trivia
this.
crack. Exactly.
We know it well. We win often.
Oh, are you a trivia crack fan?
Yes, I'm addicted. For
Okay,
sure.
so you'll do great. Grant, you're in good hands here. All right, first question. Which actor made his debut as James Bond in the film Casino Royale in 2006? Is it A, Sean Connery, B, Pierce Brosnan, C, Timothy Dalton, or D, Daniel Craig?
Oh, gee whiz.
Thinking-
What was the first one?
We got Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton, and Daniel Craig.
I don't. Daniel Craig. I have no idea.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. That is correct.
Oh, amazing!
Cassandra, that is amazing. Grant is so stoked right now that you got that one. I know Zach Stewart, one of our leaders, he loves James Bond. He is just rolling over right now. He is not happy with you. He'll talk to you later about that.
I got it though.
That was a good guess. All right, Grant, you got $5 so far. Let's go to the next one. All right. In which city were the 2016 Summer Olympics held? A, Rio, Brazil. B, Tokyo, Japan, C, London, the UK, and D, Sochi, Russia. Sochi? Sochi. Thoughts?
What was the second one?
The second one is Tokyo, Japan.
Dude, Eli would be so mad at me if I got this wrong. 2016.
Let's see
That
what you
feels like a
got.
lifetime ago.
That was our last Summer
Was-
Olympics.
Was Rio that one, or was Rio supposed to be this year?
I cannot answer that for you. That'd be cheating.
Let's say Rio. Who knows?
All right, you're just guessing again, and that was another correct guess. Cassandra, this is amazing. David
This is why I'm
Beavis,
so good at trivia, Craig.
that's amazing.
I just go with my gut and I just get it.
Oh yeah, no, you're doing great. David Beavis was here for our middle school. He didn't fare as well the first two rounds,
Right. Right.
but we'll see what happens. All right, Cassandra, you got Grant $10 so far. We have 8 questions left. Let's keep trekking through. All righty, question 3.
Okay.
What percent of U.S. teens say they're on the internet almost constantly? All right, this is a really random question, but is
All
it
of them,
100,
if they were being honest.
100% of teens, 71%, 45, 28, or 11? Teens say they're on the
45.
internet almost constantly. What did you say, 45?
For sure.
You're for sure about that? This is the first question you're for sure about, and it's the most vague question. All right, let's see what we got. That is correct. This is
Yes!
Grant, you're in good hands. This is absolutely fantastic. I can't even believe what I'm seeing right now. My eyes are deceiving me. This is wild. All right, Cassandra, let's keep you going. You're on a roll. All right. This is geography. These are 4 states, or there are 4 states in the American Southwest that create the 4 corners. Which of these states is not one of these? Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico. Do you know the 4 corners, what I'm talking about?
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Wait,
Do you want me to read them off again?
yeah. Nevada,
Okay.
Utah.
You could also ask the chat, maybe someone in the chat. That could be a lifeline. You have 1 lifeline.
Oh, no, I'm not going to use it for this.
Okay.
What was the last 2 ones that you said?
Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico. It's a tough one when you don't have a map in front of you.
Utah.
All right, let's see. Is that your final answer?
Dang it! I said A, which is Nevada.
Yeah, you picked Utah, which is incorrect. Cassandra, so sorry about that. Grant, you did not get that one. But hey,
That's okay.
That's
That's
right.
our first loss. We're going to keep going.
we have 6 more. You
Let's
have the
do this.
opportunity for $30 more, and that's big time. All right, let's go to the next one.
$30, yeah.
In the Ice Age movies, what is the name of the woolly mammoth? Is it A, Manny, B, Sully, C, Jerry, or
Nanny.
do you want to hear the last one?
No.
It was Sid.
For sure. Sid. Yeah, no, it's not Sid. It's Manny for sure. 100%.
Hey,
The
nice
most
job.
confident I've ever been.
That's the most confident you've ever been. Good job, Cassandra. All right, hopefully there's some more Pixar. Is Ice Age? Wait, Ice
Hopefully
Age
it's
isn't
just all
Pixar.
Ice Age.
Just all Ice Age questions. Let's see. All right, here's the next one. Ooh, some science. What is the fastest bird on foot? Hummingbird, peregrine falcon, chicken, or ostrich?
Ooh.
You know I love science.
Yeah, I guess it's a science. I'm going to go with ostrich.
Okay, why do you think it's ostrich? Just wondering.
Hummingbirds can't walk.
It's debatable, but okay.
What was the other one you said? Falcon?
Peregrine falcon?
It's a very specific thing, so maybe it's the falcon. Chickens don't seem that fast to me, to be honest. Seen a couple in my life.
Okay.
It's
What are your
chickens.
thoughts? We
Shoot,
need
it's
an
chickens.
answer, Cassandra. What is your final answer?
It's chickens because your face said it's chickens. It's chickens.
Chickens? Are you sure you don't want to go with your first inkling?
I'm stressed.
Cassandra, you just got to go with your gut. What did your gut
Ostrich.
tell you?
It's ostrich. Ostrich.
Yeah, it's ostrich. I really wanted to make sure Grant got that one. Good job, Cassandra. Hey, your initial gut reaction was ostrich. They have very long legs. They do not fly. they gotta run fast. And they're huge.
True.
A lovely bird. Alrighty.
True.
That
Also,
is
I see
six.
that Grant might be wondering what he's winning. Grant, currently I am trying to win you money.
Yes.
What are we at right now? Money for an Amazon gift card.
Yes. So as Cassandra is doing trivia, out of 10 questions, for every question she gets right, you get $5 towards an Amazon gift card. So
And I'm doing amazing
she's
so
doing
far.
amazing. She's 5 out of 6 right now. You're up to $25, and we have 4 more questions left.
Great, let's do it.
All right, here's the last one. Alrighty, what is the name of the lead character in the movie Inside Out? Is it Anger, Joy, Hillary, or Bubbles?
Hillary.
Hillary, is that your final answer?
Well, how do you say who's
Who's the main character?
the kid? Is that who I'm guessing?
I don't know.
Who decides who's the main character? Joy has a lot of roles, but Hillary. Let's say Hillary.
All
The
right.
kid.
Hillary is incorrect. It is Joy. There's actually no
What?
character
Who
named Hillary.
decides? Oh, I thought that was the kid's name.
That is not. Riley is the kid's name in Inside Out. Hillary is a made-up person that I made up, and Cassandra, you fell for it. Grant, I am so sorry. You did not get that one. Alrighty, Josiah knew what it was. Alrighty, let's see. That is 7. We have 3 more. Ooh, all right, Cassandra. I love math, and here's a math question.
Oh, okay.
All right. By definition, what is the lowest prime number? 2, 7, 0, or 1? And let me remind you, you still have your chat.
Oh, yeah. Can I go to the chat? I want Grant to answer this one because honestly, it's his money.
All right,
So-
chat. Cassandra is asking for the answer to this question. If anyone knows the answer to this question, what is the lowest prime number? Put it in the chat, and we'll see if we can get that. Cassandra, what is your? Are you a math person? Do you like math?
I do
Okay.
sometimes, but right now in this moment, I
Yeah.
cannot remember what primary means.
Not primary, but prime.
Oh, prime.
Prime
2.
number.
Okay, 2.
2? Is that?
Grant said 2. We're gonna go with 2. It's his guess. We're going with 2. And
All right.
Josiah backed him up, so 2 it is.
Okay, let's see.
And Jesse backed it up too.
That's correct. Oh, that's amazing. Yes, that is so good. All right, 7 out of 9. That's $35 so far. One more question. All right, Cassandra. This last question, we're going to do double points for Grant, okay? So instead of winning 5 for this one, you can win $10 for Grant. So we're at $35. He could end up with 45 or 35. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. The last question, another science one. How many Americans think the sun revolves around the Earth? Is it A, 1 in 5, B, 1 in 50, C, 1 in 100, and D, 1 in 500? Disclaimer, I'm not sure where this data came from, except for the internet. I don't know when the study was taken. Cassandra, do you have any thoughts? For $10.
I'm gonna say 1 out of 5.
You think 1 in 5 people think the sun revolves around the Earth? Let's hope you are incorrect for America's sake. But you're correct. Of course you are. According to the 1999 Gallup poll, that's what my notes say. Apparently
Gallup
Americans...
is a trusted service.
Yeah, I think so. Apparently in 1999, Americans weren't that scientifically literate, I guess. But, you know, they do their best. We do our best.
We are.
We're Americans. All right. So that's
$45?
$45. That's incredible.
That's amazing.
I
I'll
wonder.
split it halvesy with him.
Yeah, you can. He'll talk to you about that. We'll see. All right.
Great.
We'll get that to you. $45. Excited to see what you spend it on. Let's see. Maybe you can cash it out and put it in like retirement fund or something, and get it back when you're 60 and make a handsome profit on it.
Or you could buy a giant beanbag or something.
That's another option. Definitely. All right.
LED lights, actually, those are what are really cool right now. That's
People do-
probably what he'll buy.
People do love LED lights. All right. All right, Cassandra. Well, thank you so much for joining us for the game. We'll see you later.
Great.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you soon.
All right, everyone. That was a lot of fun. Cassandra, she did a great job. She, got 7, I think. 8 out of 10. Great job. Grant, you got $45. That's super fun. Now we get to look forward to a message of hope. So let's run and do that. And then after that, we'll have a time of reflection. All right.
Hi, everyone.
Hey guys, I'm Cassandra and I'm the high school pastor at B4 Church, and I am so glad you decided to join us tonight for our Night of Hope. Hope is a word that is thrown around a lot, like I hope we win the game, or I hope we get ice cream, or I hope he finally texts me back. But that hope is more of a wish or a longing that something might happen. The hope we're going to talk about tonight is a hope that is concrete, and that is only found in Jesus. And maybe some of you are thinking, I don't know about Jesus, or I don't know what it means to follow Jesus, or I've been hurt by someone who claims they're following Jesus. And I just want to remind you that tonight is just an invitation. It's just to talk about this choice that all of us have in choosing hope in Jesus. And so tonight we're going to look at a story in the Bible and see why there is a reason to have hope when there are no signs of things getting better. But before we get into that, I want to look at why hope is so crucial and what hope even means. I came across this quote from a theologian named Tim Keller, and it reads, "You and I are unavoidably and irreducibly hope-based creatures. We are controlled not how we live today, but what we think will happen later." This speaks to exactly how so many of us live our lives. How so many of us are often saying, I can't wait for this, or I can't wait for that to happen. And we make actions today in order for something we want in the future. I believe that is why so many of us are struggling with what's going on right now. Because right now, we don't have control over our tomorrow plan or our next week plan or even in 2 months. And we don't even know how to prepare for when we are out of all of this. As I was preparing this message, I was reminded of a story of when we went on vacation to Mexico. And maybe you're thinking, oh, Mexico, relaxing, fun. This story, although maybe a little fun, not any relaxing. So we stay at this resort and they have sailing across the street at this little lagoon. And my dad grew up sailing, and we all in my family kind of grew up sailing. And so obviously that's where my dad is every afternoon. And he's trying to get us to join him, and there's mention of alligators. So that's my first red flag of maybe I don't want to do this. But finally one day he's like, okay, it's not even really season. They're not around the lagoon. I haven't seen any. They haven't been spotted in a while. And I was like, okay, I'll go join you. So we go on to this sailboat, and him and I go together, and it's a little choppy and a little windy, and we're kind of being thrown around a little bit. So I'm a little nervous, and then I think, well, my dad has done this for years. He knows exactly what he's doing. I have full trust in his abilities to sail. And so we're sailing, and I get splashed a little bit, and then we bring it back in, and the instructor, after him and my sister goes out, goes, "You could do it on your own." And all of who I am was saying, no, don't do this. This is a bad idea. But, of course, I end up doing it, and I think, it's okay. I'll just go out of the little dock and go around the lagoon, really quick little circle, come back, it'll be fine. So as I'm going out, I think to myself, oh, I don't know about this. And then I just go anyway. And as I'm out and I'm turning around, this big gust of wind takes my sail and takes it all the way, not just to the water, but but all the way under. So I'm thrown out of the boat and I grab onto the bottom of the boat and I'm yelling and I'm screaming for my dad or the instructor or someone to come and get me. And what feels like probably an hour, which, you know, was more like 5 minutes of me yelling and screaming, and all that's going through my head is, oh my gosh, I'm going to get eaten by one of those alligators. Like, this is it. Hopefully I lived all I had to live up to this point. And finally they come and get me and I get off and I'm fine. But I think why I was reminded of that story is because a lot of us feel how I was feeling in that moment. A lot of us feel like we're gripping on to just the little bit that we do know right now. And instead of feeling carefree and trust in my dad's sailing, we are trying to grip onto our own understanding of what we should do. And maybe some of you tonight have placed hope in different things that now no longer seem to have any weight. During this time, I picture us being sifted through a sand sifter, and at this moment kind of being shifted and moved around, and what's left is what we have to hang on to. And maybe during this, you're realizing all that's left is fear and anxiety and hopelessness. So if tonight was something that was a lot of effort to just click on this link, I want to say thank you for joining us. And now that we know why we need hope, we're going to look at who can bring hope. The person that brings hope is Jesus. And who Jesus is, in a short and condensed version, is a man who was sent to the earth by his Father God to save us. And he came to the earth and lived among people like you and I and died a really, really hard death. But that's not the reason we're able to have hope. We're able to have hope because 3 days later he was resurrected. And he came to see, we're going to look at where he saw his friends. We see that when his friends went to the tomb to look for him and to pay their condolences, it says in Matthew 28, which is in the beginning of the New Testament, the angel said to the woman, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, he is risen, just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay." This is the whole reason we follow Jesus to this day, because of his resurrection. Because just like it said in here, he kept his promise that he would come back, that was not going to be the end of his story. Something that can be a little confusing about following Jesus is the idea that it's going to be perfect and smooth sailing and super, super easy. But the truth is just as when I was sailing with my dad, it's gonna be rocky. It's gonna be really hard. Jesus never tells us that it's gonna be something that's easy. In fact, it's gonna come with its own difficulties. And maybe you're sitting there like, cool, I thought this was supposed to be good news. And it is. So like I said, we're gonna look at a story in the Bible, another story in 1 Peter, a book in the New Testament of the Bible. 1 Peter was written by a man named Peter. Crazy, I know. Who was called by God to carry the good news beyond the borders of Israel. The book is actually a letter he wrote to the people who lived in this area and to a couple of the churches in the area, specifically to non-Jewish people who were being persecuted. In other words, people who were going through some really hard times. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 3 says, "Praise be to God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. In his great mercy, he has given us new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus from the dead." Peter is explaining that although they cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel, they have been given life in Jesus Christ. How fitting that Easter was a couple Sundays ago when we get to talk about the celebration of this life and truly the reason why we even get to have hope. Without his resurrection, we would have nothing to cling to. This is the reason for our hope. In the Bible, we see hope have a different weight, a sense of anticipation, but even more than that, Biblical hope is the assurance, not a wish, but a certainty. So as we continue in 1 Peter, it talks about what hope in Jesus means. In verse 4, and into an inheritance that can never perish, spoil, or fade. This inheritance is kept in heaven for you, who through faith are shielded by God's power until the coming of the salvation that is ready to be revealed in the last time. In all this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little you may have had to suffer grief in all kinds of trials. These have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, which perishes, even refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed. This reminds us that our hope is in something we cannot see, but something we know is to come because of what God has done. We look back in order to be able to walk forward. Biblical hope is a choice to wait for God to bring about a future that only He can. But this is still based on looking back to the risen Jesus in order to look forward. And let me tell you, waiting is something most of us aren't good at, myself included. But when we have assurance that Jesus truly will take care of us, we are able to believe when it doesn't make any sense to believe. And in this next moment, we're going to enjoy a time of music. And I want to challenge you guys to just sit wherever you are right now and listen to these words and listen to these songs that are being sung and think about the choice that we are left with. Will we choose to have hope, or will we choose to cling to fear? And as we get to listen to this music and think about God and what He has done for each of us, we are left with this choice that we get to make.
The weight of darkness now has ended in the kingdom of light, in the kingdom of light. Forever under your dominion, you're the king of my life, you're the king of my life. You reign above it all, you reign above it all. Over the universe and over every heart, there is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all. On the cross, the work was finished. God, you poured out your life just to give us new life. Now on the lips of the forgiven, hear an anthem arise, 'cause Jesus, you're alive. You reign above it all, you reign above it all. Over the universe and over every heart, there is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all. Let all of heaven and the earth erupt its song. Sing hallelujah to the everlasting one. There is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all. Oh, you reign above it all. You sent the darkness running out of an empty grave, now seated alone in glory, enthroned
salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. How great the chasm that lay between us, how high the mountain I could not climb. In desperation I turned to heaven and spoke your name into the night. Then through the darkness your loving kindness tore through the shadows of my soul. The work is finished, the end is written, Jesus Christ, my living hope.
Who could imagine so great a mercy? What heart could fathom such boundless grace? The God of ages stepped down from glory to wear my sin and bear my shame. The cross is spoken, I am forgiven. The King of Kings calls me his own. Beautiful Savior, I'm yours forever. Jesus Christ, my living hope.
Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. In the morning that sealed the promise, your very body began to breathe. Out of the silence, the roaring lion declared the grave has no claim on me. Then came the morning that sealed the promise. Your very body began to breathe. Out of the silence, the roaring lion declared the grave has no claim on me. 'Cause Jesus, yours is the victory. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. Jesus Christ, my living hope.
You reign above it all. Over the universe and over every heart, there is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all. Let all of heaven and the earth erupt in song. Say hallelujah to the Jesus, you reign above it all. There is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. We had such a good time with everyone. And if any of you guys would like to receive prayer, we actually have a number right after this that will go up that you can text, and we will contact you to receive prayer, whether that's for hope or maybe you have questions, or maybe there's different things going on right now in your life that you would love to receive prayer over. We would love to be in contact with you. Also, if you are joining us for the first time, we would love for you to follow us on our social media at B4 High School, and we will put everything up there. We meet on Thursday nights for our Zoom calls and get to connect in small groups after, and we would love for you to join us. I hope you guys all have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Night of Hope. We are happy to have you. We're bummed we can't be together in person, but we're super stoked we get to do this. We're going to have a fun night. We're going to have some games. We're going to have a message of hope. And then we're going to have a response time afterwards. And we're stoked for it. My name is Jeff. I'm here at B4 Church. And this is Lane.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lane.
Hello, Lane.
Yeah, I'm the young adults pastor at B4 Church. And Jeff here is just, he does everything.
You know, I'm just doing what Lane tells me, and then it's like, all right, that sounds fun. And so here we are, Night of Hope. We're going to start out with a game. And so, Lane, let me tell you what is up with this game, all right? We posted,
All right, I'm ready.
We posted on our social media a few days ago, and we're like, tag 3 people. If you tag 3 people, you get a B in a drawing to win a prize. So we've gathered all those names. We're going to throw it in an automated picker, and it's going to pick them, and that person's going to win a prize. Sound simple enough?
That sounds real simple.
All right. Well, then,
I don't know why you wouldn't put your name in. I mean,
it just seems like a simple thing to do.
Yeah.
First, I want to shout out to our chat. It's hard to know where I'm
Chat.
pointing. Check out the
Wait,
chat.
am I pointing to it or am I like in it?
You're not pointing. It's just Jeff and chat right now. I'm so sorry. But hang out on the chat. Say hello to friends. Say hello to us. All right, Lane, we're back. Me and you.
Okay, my face is back now.
Yes, we're
It's
good.
like Mike Wazowski when he gets on the cover of the magazine, but like the letter covers his face. You know,
I don't recall.
Monsters Inc. No,
We're
All
gonna
right,
keep
we'll
going.
on.
We're
That's
gonna move
fine.
along. Alrighty. So we have our game, and Lane, are you ready?
I'm so ready, Jeff.
All right, let's do this. We're gonna spin it and see who is chosen. Alrighty. If you see your name, get excited. Let's wait for it to hit it, and at Lexi_French. Lexi, you are the big
Hey!
winner. Hey, get excited, Lexi. You just won a prize, and now you're probably wondering what the prize is. And we're going to tell you.
I'm wondering what the prize is for sure.
Lane, it's a fun prize, but if you thought we were just going to do some really simple thing here and give a prize just like that, it's not that simple, okay? What
You just said it was simple, and now you're saying it's not that simple.
am I contradicting myself? This
You
is
a little. It's fine. Not the
is-
great way to start, but
This
sure,
is not,
keep going.
This is not starting out well. Hopefully it gets better as we go. All right, so Lane, this is what's going to happen. You're going to play trivia. We're going to give you 10 questions. And for each question you get right, Lexi gets $5 added on to an Amazon gift card. So Lexi's
Oh,
going to go home
no.
with an Amazon gift card, but it depends on how well Lane does on trivia that determines how much she'll get.
Oh my gosh.
Lane, how do you feel about your trivia?
Ooh, it's hot in here. Hopefully I'm great at trivia. All right,
Well,
Lexi. Get you
all right.
some money.
All right, let's see. What's the first one? Here we go. Lane, are you ready for question 1?
Yes.
Alrighty. Question 1, we got music. Who won the 2016 Album of the Year award with the album 1989? Is it Kanye West, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, or Justin Bieber?
That's T Swift, right?
Is that your final answer?
Final answer. Oh, does that imply that I have lifelines like in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
You do have one chat lifeline. It's good to.
Oh, I get a chat lifeline?
Yes, it's good to
No,
know.
I'm pretty confident that's T Swift.
All right, let's go. Let's see. That is correct. Lexi, I have a good feeling about Lane here with his trivia knowledge. You have $5 and you have the chance to win 45 more. Let's see what happens. All right, Lane, good job. Let's see what we got for our next one. Alrighty, we got sports. Lane, how do you feel about your sports trivia? All right.
I don't feel good at all.
All right, this is relevant with Michael Jordan's new documentary out. How many championships did Michael Jordan win with the Bulls? Is it 4, 5, 6, or 7? How do you feel, Lane?
I want to say he wasn't actually with the Bulls super long.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say 5.
All right, 5 is your final answer?
Yeah.
All right. Lane, unfortunately, that is incorrect.
No!
Everyone knows that Michael Jordan has won 6 championships with the Bulls. You know, he was with the Bulls for quite a long time, actually, before he retired and came back and retired again. But, you know, hey, that's all right if that's not your strong suit. Lexi has $5 and 8 more questions.
Man.
So let's just go to the next
man.
one. We'll throw that out, all right? All right.
I'm really sad. I'm really sorry, Lexi.
Uh-oh. We have another basketball question. All right.
Another
Lane?
basketball question? This is not fair.
I know, Lane. What Golden State Warrior won MVP 2 years in a row? Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James, or Andre Iguodala? And I want to remind you that you do have your lifeline still available.
I'm going to use it.
All right.
I'm going to use it.
So we're asking the chat, what Golden State Warrior won MVP 2 years in a row? Was it Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James, or Andre Iguodala? You know, Lane, I apologize for throwing 2 basketball questions in a row. You know, basketball isn't your thing, is it?
No, Jeff, it's not. David Beavis is probably yelling at me right now through the screen.
Definitely. Well, we had the same game going with middle school a little while ago, and David missed a question on Star Wars, which is much more in Lane's lane.
Yeah, that's my wheelhouse, man. What's going on?
And Lane was not very happy, I don't think, because David got it wrong.
Oh, man.
All right, let's see. We have not seen anything in the chat so far. Oh, chats are just coming in. We have a Steph Curry. He says, Jeremy Howell. Steph Curry, please trust me on this. Jeremy knows all. Okay.
Okay, I would tend to believe Jeremy, and I thought Steph Curry was he was my first guess, honestly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Steph Curry.
All right, let's go with Steph Curry. That is correct. Hey, Jeremy, that's big time. Lexi is probably very happy with Jeremy and with Lane. Lexi got another $5. She's up to 10 with 7 questions left. Let's keep on going. That was a stressful one.
Keep the shoulders loose. Come on.
Lane, I am very sorry for this.
No, you're not. You're enjoying yourself.
This next
watching
question.
me squirm.
This next question is another basketball question, and I'm so sorry. This next question: which NBA
I
team
quit.
has won the most championships? Is it the Portland Trail Blazers, Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers, or Boston Celtics?
Okay, that's got to be the Lakers.
All right. Is that your final answer?
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
All right. Let's see. Uh-oh. That is
Come on.
incorrect.
It's not the Lakers.
It is the Lakers, I believe, have the second most title wins. It's actually the Boston Celtics, Lane. You know what? There are no more
You gotta be
basketball
kidding me.
questions. I promise.
I don't believe you at all.
I know. Well, I could be lying. You're right. That is so true.
I actually
right.
saw the Blazers play against the Celtics, so
There you go. You should have known. Alrighty, let's go to our next question. I believe we have 6 more. So Lexi has a chance to win $30 more. She's at 10.
I have a layer of sweat. Just
Use
oh
it.
man,
Use that sweat. All right. Which actress plays Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games movies? Emma Watson,
right.
Jennifer Lawrence, Anne Hathaway, Sandra Bullock.
it's Jennifer Lawrence for sure.
All right,
Yeah.
for sure. That is correct. Good job, Lane. You know, we threw you a softball. Sorry,
Yeah,
I shouldn't use sports jokes here. We threw you an easy one. I don't want to throw you anything. I don't think you'll be catching it. All right.
Sorry, what? A softball?
Yeah. That doesn't work. All right. Here's the next one. This is movies. Who played Jack Dawson in the movie Titanic? Was it Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, or Tom Hardy?
That's Leo, baby.
That's Leo. You know that one. That one is easy. Lexi, you got another $5. You're up to $20. 4 right.
Yeah.
And we got 4 more questions. You have a chance to get up to $40. All right, Lane is on a roll. Why stop now? Let's go with another one. This is TV, television, Netflix. What actress plays the character 11 in Stranger Things? Is it Chloe Moretz, Haley Steinfeld, Dakota Fanning, or Millie Brown?
Millie Brown.
Millie Brown. All right, Lane. That is correct. Absolutely fantastic.
We love Millie. Millie's great. Come on.
She really is great. Great show. Great actress.
Did you see her with Fallon the other day?
I did not. Was it good?
She was hilarious. Yeah. They
Gotta
did like
check
a
it out.
little like a lip reading game. It was super fun.
Got it. Well, I was watching sports while that was happening, so I wasn't. I'm just kidding. No sports are on. Life is really hard.
Well,
right
I was
now.
brushing up on my my pop culture references. You were watching sports.
Got it. All right, this
Yeah.
next one is science. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
How many muscles are in the human body? Is it 12,520, 640, 201, or 74? Muscles in the body.
I know it's not the 1,000 one. That's way too many.
Okay.
What was the one before 74?
201. So 640, 201, 74.
201 feels like too many.
Okay.
It's going to be 201 or 74. I'm going to go with 74, and it's probably wrong.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right. We do have some chat murmurs here. I feel good about giving you one more lifeline just because I really
Yeah?
got you good. I did. I got you good with those basketball ones. So would
All
you
right,
like to
all
use the
right, bring-
lifeline?
I would. I would love some help.
All
Yeah.
right. I think we actually have some answers in there. Do you see the chat at all, Lane?
I don't.
Okay,
No.
well, let me help you out. There are 3 answers, and they're all the same, and they're all above 201. So the answer
They're all
is
above 201?
yeah. So the answer is either 12,520 or 640.
All right, it's got to be 640. 12,000. That's ridiculous. It's got to be 640.
All right, let's see. That is correct. Wow.
All right.
Hey, nice job.
That's way more than I thought. 640?
That's a lot. Yeah, that's crazy.
How many of those can you name, Jeff? I'm thinking maybe a dozen.
Maybe 4, I think.
4.
Yeah, I don't know too much.
Deltroideus Maximus.
Yes.
Right here.
Alrighty, so that is 6 correct out of 8. We have 2 more, or do we have 3 more? I don't know. We have a few more.
Okay.
So Lexi's up to $30. Let's go to our next one. I think you will know this one, Lane, hopefully, because you quote this show all the time. In the show The Office, in what season does Pam get married? Is it season 2, 3, 4, or 6?
Season does she get married? Okay. Season 3 is the merger. That's the whole Karen debacle.
That definitely
At
was
the end of that, they start dating. So season 4. I feel like they get engaged in season 4 in front of the gas station, and they get married in season 5. And I think season 5 was during the writer's strike also.
Okay. So the problem is there's no season 5 as an answer. It's
Oh,
2, 3,
no!
4, or 6.
2, 3, 4, or 6?
Yes.
All right, it's got to be 4 then.
All right. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right, you don't sound so sure, but I guess we're going for it. All righty. That is actually incorrect. It is season 6.
No!
Which, that actually got me. I totally thought it was season 4. And looking
I
back
thought
at
they
it,
got married earlier than that.
I know. You know,
Niagara Falls was season 6?
maybe-
Wow.
maybe our fact-checking department was off on this one, but I'm pretty sure it was season 6, you know?
Dang. I didn't realize it took them that long to finish that that storyline, but I
know.
guess that kind of makes sense.
All right.
Sorry, Lexi. I'm letting you down here.
All right, so we have 7 for Lexi. That's $35. We have one more left, okay? But Lane and Lexi, this is going to be worth 2 or twice as much. So this is going to be worth $10, all right? So she has 35. She could get up to 45. All right, let's go. Where do the characters from the show Friends usually meet? Is it Central Park, Central Perk, Corner Park, or Coffee Corner?
Central Perk, bro.
Are you a Friends fan?
I'm a pretty big Friends fan. I was a Friends fan before I was an Office fan via
Got
my
it.
mother. So
All right, well,
Yeah.
let's check it. And that is correct. That is great. Hey, Lane, good job. You did a fantastic job. You got 8 out of 10, I believe. And that is $45 with the extra on that last one. Lexi, $45 gift card to Amazon is all yours. Thank you for playing. Thank you, everyone, for watching and helping out on the chat. Lane definitely needed it a few times.
I did for sure.
But hey, Lane, I think you're doing great. We're just having fun.
Thank
here,
you,
right?
Jeff.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. We are just having fun.
totally. Well, thank you, Lane, for playing the game with me. And then we're going to jump into our message of hope next.
Yeah, I recorded this a little bit ago. I hope that it is uplifting for you and hope that it's meaningful for you.
Hi, everyone. Tonight we've invited people here to hear a message of hope. These are uncertain times that we're living in, and COVID-19 has perhaps drawn out and highlighted some uncomfortable and discouraging realities in our lives, and I think we could all use a message of hope right now. And full disclosure, I believe that the best pathway to understanding true hope is by understanding the true nature of someone called Jesus. Now, if you're not a Christian, if you don't like that label, if you feel weird about church, I just want you to know that this is not going to be a sales pitch. We aren't going to be coming to your house with a tract and a threat of fiery damnation until you join our little cult. If that's ever happened to you, by the way, I just want to apologize on behalf of people who claim to love Jesus. No, this message is not a sales pitch. It's an invitation to consider humanity, consider hope, and to perhaps learn a little bit about Jesus, who is, I believe, the giver of hope. So I'm here offering a message of hope, but we have to ask why. To what end do we want to spread hope? What is the point of hope? Because COVID-19 is not the first horrible thing to happen to human beings throughout history, and it will not be the last. Human beings, just in the last century, have faced so many horrible things that threaten our safety. I mean, world wars, epidemics, racism, depression, recessions, natural disasters. I mean, we could spend the rest of our time simply listing all of the horrible ways humans can suffer. And some of you are like, okay, when does the hope come into play? This guy is a real downer. Well, I think we have to first acknowledge that having hope doesn't change the fact that we live in a crazy world. It's just not safe. I'm going to talk about hope, of course, but we first have to ask why. If I hope, does it prevent horrible things from happening? I mean, plagues, epidemics, wars, starvation, slavery, natural disasters. Humans have been afflicted by this horrible stuff throughout our entire history. So what is the point of hoping? To tide us over until the next horrible thing threatens our safety? Do we lull ourselves into a false sense of security until whatever's in front of us blows over? And then if we make it out, then we count ourselves lucky? Are we just trying to make ourselves feel better, or is there a reason to believe that whatever we face, it's not the end? What does it mean to hope? Is it simply wishful thinking? Is it seeing the glass half full, maintaining a positive attitude, or is it something more?
Okay, let's talk about religion for a second, because religious people can be a little annoying, can't they? And there are times where I think I can be a religious person, so I'm not just attacking other people, I'm admitting my own failings at times. But I see religious people do three things. One, we act like we're better than everyone else. And let's be honest, there's a lot of people that can do that, but religious people, we're the best at it. I have the answer, I figured it out, so you would be wise to listen to me. Two, they have a cookie cutter, plastic, and usually unhelpful language. You know, you ask things like, how are you today? And they say, oh, I'm so blessed, and it's all a part of God's plan. And I don't necessarily have a problem with people saying things like that. It just bothers me when I feel like people say them because they feel like they have to say them, you know? And three, I think people who are religious and legalistic, which I admit to being sometimes, fail to acknowledge that there is tension in life, which means they run away from questions and they run away from doubt. Sometimes religion can be painfully upbeat and positive. When things get really hard, they say things like, yeah, well, look on the bright side, or it's all got to be a part of God's plan, or just learn to see the glass half full. Those things are a lot harder to say without gagging after you've lost someone to tragedy, illness, or violence. Those things get a lot harder to believe after you've experienced a real loss. One of my favorite stories about Jesus is when he raises his friend Lazarus from the dead. In this particular story, it contains the shortest passage in the entire Bible. Jesus wept. I think sometimes Jesus gets portrayed as this like stoic, almost Vulcan figure who is unmoved and dispassionate. One of the most profound things we believe about Jesus, though, is that if he is who he says he is, who the Bible says he is, then we believe that he is in fact God, who chose to become a human being, complete with all of the emotions, needs, desires, and sensations that we have. Jesus didn't choose to come on a thunderbolt from heaven. No, he chose to be born, vulnerable, naked, helpless, needing love and care. So when Jesus saw his dead friend, Lazarus, he wept. But isn't that a little strange? I mean, he knew he could raise him from the dead. In fact, spoiler alert, he did. But he cried anyway? So following this Jesus, does it mean choosing to turn away from any painful thoughts and to see the world through rose-colored lenses and look on the bright side? Is that what it means to have hope? See, I don't think so. I don't think this is what life with Jesus means. You see, I think real hope is messy. I think real hope weeps. I think real hope grieves. I think real hope wrestles with doubt. I think real hope holds joy in one hand and suffering in the other. I mean, Jesus did this. Jesus is the keeper of hope. He's the maker of hope, but he was not plastic. Jesus wasn't religious. He wasn't pious. Jesus is the realest dude you'll ever meet. Jesus, the creator made human, cried. An all-powerful God who cries. Human beings weep, grieve, mourn, and I think it's because deep down there's a part of us that knows that loss, suffering, death, these things are not the way the world is supposed to be. We somehow know that there's something not right. There's something wrong with the picture. I think we experience this from time to time, and we know that this world is not all that it should be. There's a famous Christian author and thinker named C.S. Lewis. You may know him from the Chronicles of Narnia books. He has this well-known quote: "If we find ourselves with a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that we were made for another world." In other words, if this world doesn't feel right, perhaps it's because we were made to live in a very different one. I was watching some nature documentaries on Netflix, and the BBC narrator began to teach me, the viewer, about this kind of penguin. I don't remember what kind it was, but it was fascinating. This tribe of penguins, there were over 1 million of them living on this island. They had this beautiful way of life. The penguins mate for life, which I think is so cool. And when it gets particularly cold, they form this massive huddle, and they rotate who gets to be in the middle where it's the warmest. And then they rotate who has to be on the outside, taking the brunt of the wind and the ice. And when they have a baby, the mother and the father take turns keeping the baby warm in the big huddle with the others, and then going out to sea to bring food back for the family. So I'm learning about this community of penguins, thinking, yeah, this is how God intended for us humans to live. Shouldering one another's burdens, working in equal partnerships, caring for each other, being committed to one another. We could learn a lot from these penguins. But just then, as I'm watching the penguins hunt for food, the tone of the music changes. From this happy, inspirational, major scale, playful music, to the menacing, dark theme. And we all know what comes after the dark music comes in. You can almost see the British narrator holding a flashlight under his chin, but suddenly, unbeknownst to the mother penguin, a killer whale approaches from the distance. And of course, we know what happens next. These cute little penguins are swimming around, they're doing fun tricks in the water, they're getting food for their babies, and then this massive killer whale breaches the water and crunches down on the mother penguin, consuming her with one bite. It's awful. But this is the world that we live in, penguins and killer whales. We see glimpses of human goodness, selflessness, kindness, and love, but we are in a reality where there is also suffering, hatred, war, illness, dare I say, real evil. And why is that? Well, the Bible teaches us that once the world was not like this, that at one time human beings lived in a perfect harmony with all living things without shame or jealousy, without evil, hatred, or malice. It was a world rich with the full presence of God where spirit and body didn't feel so separate as they are now. Sometimes I think religion gets this wrong. Sometimes we make the gospel or the good news about where we go when we die. That we are in between heaven and hell, and depending on whether or not you check the right boxes and you say the right prayers, this determines which place you end up in when you die. When really the whole story of the scriptures is about this beautiful place that a loving creator made where he could dwell with us, and we rebelled and rejected him. Here on the earth, we rejected heaven and introduced hell. Some people like to think of hell as this torture chamber that God throws people in if they don't have the right theology, but I think hell is all around us. Human death, destruction, and suffering is all around us, and God didn't make that happen. We did. The gospel is not simply about where your soul ends up after death. It's about heaven being brought down to earth. It's about this God becoming human to forgive us of the evil that we caused and to begin to reunite heaven with the earth. And why did Jesus do this? Well, the scriptures tell us that he did it out of love for us. That he desired that none of us would perish in this hell that we've created, but rather that we would flourish and have an abundant life the way he created it to be. Anything apart from God is dust, but in him there is life in its truest form. Okay, so what does any of this have to do with having hope? Hope is more than just wishful thinking. Hope is not a place of uncertainty, wish for the best and prepare for the worst. Hope is not positive thinking, pretending everything is all right. No, hope is an assuredness that this, whatever it is not the end. Hope is believing that even when the crap hits the fan, there is redemption and reconciliation yet to come. We have a horrible, messed up world, but we know that this horrible, messed up world is not all that there is. We believe that there is something else at work, that there is a dimension of goodness that we call heaven that is overlapping with this world, and one day it will all be made right. The scriptures tell us that not only did Jesus forgive us of the evil that we cause, but he is going to get rid of it forever. There's a portion of scripture that is one of my favorites, and it paints a picture of a day when Jesus will complete the work and restore all of creation to a state of goodness and love. The guy who wrote this, John, he writes about a reimagined future in Revelation chapter 21. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. There was no longer any sea. Now, to the people reading this 2,000 years ago, the sea was a representation of everything evil and chaotic in the world, and the sea was no more. Evil was done away with. Verse 2. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down from heaven from God, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband. So we see this image of these once divorced people being reconciled and coming back to God. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." Guys, it's the end of all suffering. Everything we see in this world and go, that's not right. It's being done away with here. In verse 5, he who was seated on the throne said, "I am making everything new." And he said, "Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true." He said to me, "It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end." That line is really crucial. We believe that God knows how to set the world right, because he designed it. He is the beginning and the end. The paradise that God made for us in the beginning, he is going to remake that world for us in the future. Hope is not just wishing that things will work out. It's not just about being positive and tricking yourself out of feeling afraid. No, it's about knowing that there is something on the other side of suffering. The most profound thing about faith in Jesus is not that we don't suffer. It's knowing that we can face suffering with hope, that this is not the end. You see, the most powerful thing about Jesus is not that he makes all of your problems go away. In fact, following Jesus can often make one's life a lot more challenging. What's powerful about Jesus is that he is familiar with suffering himself. He doesn't ask any of us to do something that he was not willing to do. Jesus kneeled in a garden the night he was taken away to be crucified. He was sweating blood, asking God if it were possible to take this from him. But knowing that it couldn't be taken away, knowing that he had to die, he did it willingly. He endured a humiliating torture and death and experienced deep suffering, but he knew it was not the end. See, hope isn't plastic. Hope isn't painfully fake smiles and cheesy bumper stickers. Hope is knowing that the battle against evil, however grueling and painful it can be, has already been won. Jesus went to the cross and rose again on the third day so that you and I could face anything, knowing that it was not the end. True hope in Jesus means knowing that because Jesus died on the cross, you cannot lose, even if you fail. And because he rose again from the grave, you cannot be defeated, even if you die. If anyone has ever tried to convince you that you should be a Christian and has said that following Jesus makes your life easier, they lied. Following Jesus doesn't make you suddenly smile at things that you used to frown at. It doesn't mean laughing at stuff that used to make you sad. No, following Jesus is not about escaping suffering and evil. It's about facing it with confidence that the creator of this world has called you his child. So there's nothing that can truly defeat you, no matter how hard you get knocked on your butt. This is not the end. If looking for hope means someone convincing you that everything is all right, that nothing can hurt you, that you're safe, you won't find it here. Everything is not all right. There is a lot out there that can hurt us. This world is not safe. But the scriptures use this language of us being pressed but not crushed, persecuted but not abandoned, struck down but not destroyed. When we have faith in Jesus, a suffering Jesus, we know that we can endure all things because there is something else better on the way. And until that day of Revelation 21, we get to be representatives and ambassadors of that reality. I said earlier that the true story of the Bible is about heaven coming to earth. That's not just something that is coming one day. That's something that we get to do here and now. That dimension of goodness is something that we get to live in, unleashing heaven on the earth, releasing love, kindness, justice, mercy into our world, fighting back the killer whales and protecting the penguins. And it's a tension that we live in until God finishes what he started. Some of us like to call this tension the now and the not yet, the idea that heaven is here, but it's not fully here. There's this Christian pastor who talks about people who are either all doom and gloom or they're all sunshine and rainbows. And he says this: Christian maturity gets the balance right. It isn't so much a matter of a bit of this and a bit of that. It's a lot of both at the same time. And part of the task of being Christian is to be able to grieve and celebrate at the same time, to share the pain and the joy of the world and indeed the tears and the laughter of God. Now, I don't know each and every one of your personal stories. I don't know where you are in terms of belief, faith, or religion, but I'd be willing to bet that if you tuned in tonight, that there's a part of you somewhere that believes that what we are is more than the sum of our parts, that we are more than simply flesh and blood. And if you believe that, I'd bet there's a part of you that looks around at the world and, like me, sees the tension of good and evil, the reality of penguins and killer whales. As Christians, we believe that the answer to hate and evil in the world is love, but we believe that the purest and most perfect form of love comes only from Jesus. It was and is the love of God for each and every one of us that drew him to sacrifice himself for our sake. And we believe that committing our lives to following Jesus is the best way to love the world and the best way for us to receive that love for ourselves. If we think about Jesus as the giver of life and love, rather than a legalistic cop who makes sure we're following the rules, we begin to perceive him with a little more accuracy. Another great passage is John chapter 15. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Now remain in my love. If you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. So what is hope? Hope is love, realized in this world. And the giver of that love is Jesus. When we choose to commit ourselves to following Jesus, to obeying him, we don't find a dictator who is trying to keep us from having fun. We find a loving friend who desires that we love one another. And because he created the world the way it should be, we do it the best when we obey him. We're going to take some time for the next 10 minutes or so to reflect on some of the thoughts that may have come to our minds during this time, to reflect on some of the words of the Songs of Hope. Our community of musicians and singers has put this video together for us to enjoy and to reflect on together. After it's over, I'll come back and I'll close this out.
The reign of darkness now has ended. In the kingdom of light, in the kingdom of light, forever under your dominion. You're the king of my life, you're the king of my life. You reign above it all, you reign above it all. Over the universe and over every heart, there is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all. On the cross, the work was finished. God, you poured out your life just to give us new life. Now on the lips of the forgiven, hear an anthem arise, 'cause Jesus, you're alive. You reign above it all, you reign above it all. Over the universe and over every heart, there is no higher name. Jesus,
grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. How great the chasm that lay between us, how high the mountain I could not climb. In desperation I turned to heaven and spoke your name into the night. Then through the darkness your loving kindness tore through the shadows of my soul. The work is finished, the end is written, Jesus Christ, my living hope.
Who could imagine so great a mercy? What heart could fathom such boundless grace? The God of ages stepped down from glory to wear my sin and bear my shame. The cross is spoken, I am forgiven. The King of Kings calls me his own. Beautiful Savior, I'm yours forever. Jesus Christ, my living hope.
Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. In the morning that sealed the promise, your very body began to breathe. Out of the silence, the roaring lion declared the grave has no claim on me. Then came the morning that sealed the promise. Your buried body began to breathe. Out of the silence, the roaring lion declared the grave has no claim on me. 'Cause Jesus, yours is the victory. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost
Jesus, you reign above it all. There is no higher name. Jesus, you reign above it all.
Hi, everyone. I hope that that was encouraging for you. I know it was for me. Our aim tonight was to inspire hope within people. If you have been intrigued by what we've talked about tonight, by the songs that have been sung, by the ideas that have been brought forward, and you want to learn more about Jesus, if you would like prayer for any reason at all, we would love to connect with you. We're going to put a number on the screen right after we get done here. And you can feel free to text that number and we'll reach out. We'll give you a call. It would be a privilege and an honor to pray with you. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to pray for us to close this out. Jesus, we're thankful for the hope that you give us, that there is nothing that can get between us and you because of your love. We're grateful and we thank you. It's in your holy name we pray. Amen. Amen. Thanks, guys.